Hello, everybody, and welcome. How is everybody? This is the second show of the Grin and Guardian Gang. Almost butchered that, didn't I? Welcome. We are live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, Trovo. I said Twitter. We're everywhere. I don't know. We're all over the dang place. The chat is open. The phone lines are also up. We are broadcasting live on internet radio, complement of Yerg's Radio. You can go check us out at yergsradio.com. That's YERGZ. Or if you want to call us and sell a coin, talk coins, just BS. Our show is about coins. This show is for you. It's for all of us. We want to help make the hobby grow. Everybody, Corey, Chuck, we all love the Matt, Andy. We all love the coins, and we want to see the hobby grow. And we're tired of the scammers. So if you have a coin you want to sell, drop me a message, say something in the chat, let me know. I'll send you a link. You can come in. Of course, you can also just join us live. We will be here. So, all right. Well, we are going to get started tonight. I know Matt has lots to talk about. He wants to talk about how the coins are made. And I'll tell you what, if you need a coin made, I make coins myself, but Matt's artwork is kick-ass. He's done all of our stuff. The owl, the eyes there you see. I think I can show you the other stuff he's worked. Well, maybe we don't want to show it yet. We're working on some prizes for the viewers. And his stuff is just kick-ass. He owns his own company, too. So let's see. Matt's here. How are you, brother? And by the way, no, I do not see you, Corey, Chuck, in the backstage studio. You're hiding. I don't know where you are.
Time I gotta push the on button.
Yeah, you'll have to give him the technical support part. I ain't good at that, so... My buddy worked in technical support, and he said this guy called him and said he couldn't figure out how to turn his computer on. He said, well, what do you mean? He says, I keep hitting O and enter, and nothing happens. And he said, sir, pack the computer up and send it back. You don't need a computer. Oh, we got Andy backstage. Andy from Snowden, Maryland. How are you, my friend?
Hold on, Andy.
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well. You get a lot of snow?
About maybe 4 or 5 inches.
Wow. Well, it's a lot more than we got. Mom got a foot in Knoxville.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's not left the house in a week.
Here, winter is warmer. Winter season.
At the Sport Cat Show.
I just had to do that.
We only had 2 wrecks and 1 snowblower incident.
A snowblower incident. Okay, you've got to elaborate a little bit.
Guy stuck his hand in the snowblower.
Well,
Wow.
So I tried to loosen the snow that was stuck in the chute.
I would hope that alcohol was involved, but it probably wasn't.
It took him an hour to take apart the snowblower.
Oh, God. I had a guy that was at the printing presses, and back in the day, they used to be these big metal drums for large pieces of paper. Mm-hmm. And this guy, he was down working on it, and they turned it on, and it came down and squeezed him out. And he was like halfway out when we got there. And I thought, oh, this guy's going to be all jacked up. He walked out to the ambulance. He's like, I'm all right, man. I don't need to go to the hospital. I'm like, we at least going to check you. There was nothing wrong with him. I'm like, how the hell did you do that? So sometimes they get lucky. Don't know how, but. All right. So, Matt, how have you been, brother? I don't think he's backstage, and I don't see him. So I guess somebody, Andy, can you tell him in the chat for me that we don't see him?
Yeah.
Please.
I'll give him some IT advice. Reboot, brother. Reboot.
Control Alt Kick.
Yeah,
right. Well, hopefully tonight, I had sent some messages out to some people to try and get them to come on and sell their coins. Hopefully they will. So hopefully we'll get some good stuff here after a while.
Awesome.
If not, we can run the show. This is our baby.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start then. Corey will chime in once he gets his computer running. I think he was using his son's laptop or something he did last time. You might have to consult him. So, all right. Well, we'll start it out. So, yeah. So last week we talked about the history of the challenge coin. We talked about where they came from, why we have them, what the hell they are, right? Why do people carry them, and what's so special about them, right? What gets people so interested in this hobby? So just a brief thing we talked about. So during World War I, there was this officer. What was his name? I can't remember. His lieutenant. He had all these gold coins he just given out to his guys, and then one of his guys got captured, and he escaped, and then he got back to. There he is. Hey.
I got nothing, man.
You good?
I got nothing.
You good, Corey?
We're Chuck is being my tech guy on the computer here. I don't know. So I'm on my phone currently. I don't know. Keeps logging into his
Hell
fans
yeah. Man,
Don't even
got
listen
it.
to him.
There it is. Oh man! All right, so like I was saying, as Corey just popped in there, so yeah, we're talking about the history of challenge coins, right? Where they came from, all that good stuff. There's a let's see if I can find it. The very first challenge coin came out as like 1954 or 7. This is really old. But yeah, again, so the reason why we get into this hobby, what's so special about them? We talked about how they evolved, right? Just like the dinosaurs. Something was, something very simple is now turned into a trinket, if you will. Some baby Yodas or helmets, whatever they got, right? But there is a reason behind the madness, right? There is a reason why people love these things, and why we have probably ginormous collections, like walls and walls full of them. So that was the last part we were talking about in the history. Today we're going to talk about how these coins are made, and it's actually a pretty cool process. If you just Google, how challenge coins are made, you can get a cool YouTube video on it. But the process is it's actually pretty cool. So what we'll talk about. So first we'll talk about designs. At the design level, right? I have a working knowledge of Adobe Photoshop, pretty much Adobe products. Not so much as Glenn over there. He's a tech savvy guy, but it's okay. It's all good. So when team click, right? Because everybody's good at something, right? Like getting good prices, right, Corey? On challenge coins. So that's how we do it, man. We all work together.
He won. He won the contest.
He did win the contest. Corey, I bow to you, bro. I take my hat off.
I'm hitting them up on the patches right now too, so we shall see.
Yeah. So for everybody tuning in, we are thanks to Corey, we're gonna get some badass coins coming in. We're gonna have all the Grin and Guardian gang written all over it. So make sure you tune in when we get those. That'll be fun. So real quick, I'll share my screen over here. I'm just gonna go over we're talking about the design process. So for my company, Luminary Strike Design, we're starting to get into the why, right? So I'm in the military. I'm a U.S. Navy chief, 21 and a half years, about to retire. They say retire, but you're not really retire. You're just going over to the other side of grass. Well, I guess the light at some point in the tunnel. So I got into this because, like I said, I've been doing Adobe Photoshop since high school. My teacher was a big fan. I remember one of the project I did was I had there's a picture of the Oval Office, and I got kicked out of class that day because I had 2 girls on the couch with me doing things I probably not should be doing, photoshopped in. And, there goes my journey of doing creative work, right? So that's what I did. So this Luminary Strike Design, like I said, I've been running this company. I just started up, freaking nervous as hell because, if anybody ever started a business up, you gotta do your homework and you gotta do all the research. And marketing is hell. If you've ever marketed or campaigned for anything, you spend a lot of time doing that. Like my wife is always saying, "Why are you on Facebook all the time?" Well, I kind of have to be, unfortunately, to get all these all these coins out there. So without further ado, let me share my screen here. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do. Let's see here. Selected tab. Where's my? There we go. Okay. Entire screen. There we go. Rebecca, see what I'm looking at here? Sorta, kinda. Let me see if it'll.
You haven't sent it to me.
Let's see here. A preview. There we go. Oh, Chrome doesn't have permission to access your screen. Come on, Chrome. Why are you being like that? All right, well, let's try this the other. Let's try this the other way then, I guess. Just share the entire screen. All right, still not able to get permissions here, Glenn. Please follow these steps. Oh, this should be magic. Okay, well, it's not letting me do it. Okay, I don't know, Glenn. I think you might have. For some reason I can't share anymore. Oh.
I don't know. I haven't done anything different.
Glenn's like, I haven't done anything. Leave me alone. Let's see.
Yeah.
I
can go in here. Computer came on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Can you get in there now? Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let me get into my website here. Can you guys all see this? Is it there? All right, so for future reference, Glenn, you cannot screen share your own personal computer, only through the Chrome website. FYI. Okay. just so you're tracking. All right, cool. So so I went to the site last time. This is my Luminaire Strike Design website. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go through a couple of things here. So these are some other projects I do. Challenge coins is my main thing. These are on the side. Well, that'll be a different show. We'll talk about that. But I just wanted to show everybody how these coins came into my. So these are my upcoming ones. Let's do one that I haven't done yet. So, here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right, who's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan out there? Anybody? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge comic book nerd.
There you go, comic book, right? Of course, I'm a Navy chief, right? So for pride purposes, we always have to throw anchors on everything. But this is just something that is we're talking about the design process of a coin, right? So this is how where you start, get your ideas, and how you explain it to the guy on the other side of the world, how you want this challenge coin to work, right? So as you can see, I have to kind of lay it out and explain things to the T to make sure they get everything that I want correctly, right? Again, another shout out to Challenge Coins for You. That's the company I use to make my coins or get them all designed up and shipped out. These guys have been using for 10 years. Never disappointed and always get exactly what I design, right? So it's just an example. It's a Navy Chief Ninja Turtle one. The swords come out. No, Corey, I can't kill anybody with them. They're not sharp. It actually uses the letter openers, right? The shell right here is it would actually be an impression of a shell, so the coin itself would be three-dimensional. There would be like an extrusion coming off it, probably anywhere from like 15 to 27 millimeters thick, which is another coin I'm going to show you guys that I got coming out here shortly. But there's an example of how the design process goes, right? As how we're designing things, right? Let's see. I got another. Let's do one more. Let's see here. So RoboCop. Who's a RoboCop fan? Anybody? RoboCop? No RoboCop fans?
Oh yeah, I liked it.
There we go. So with this one, this is the this is gun from the 1984 RoboCop. Again, it's got Chief written all over it, right? Don't mind the watermarks. I got to make sure. So as we're talking about spammers and all these people that like to steal our ideas, this is one of the ways I deter those things by putting up all these watermarks. So it's kind of hard to. You can take them off, but it's a pain in the ass, and people. It deters those people that try to take ideas. But yeah. Again, it's this is a coin, right? And then I get comments all the time. Well, it's not a challenge coin. What's a challenge coin, right? To me, definition of a challenge coin, it could be of any metallic surface or texture, right? Gold, silver, or brass, right? And then they apply all these colors and paints to it. And to me, it's not a gun, it's not a toy. It's a coin, right? It's a pride coin, we call them, because of the anchors all over it. Just like if it was in the fires, the police force, I'm sure we'd have those kind of things on there too. So yeah, there's that. So again, this is the whole process how you go through and come up with these designs to either give to supplier or give it to the factories themselves who make the challenge coins. And explaining it is very, very important, as I said before. All right, cool. I'm gonna stop sharing now. All right, cool. All right, and now let's talk about. So I got the design, right? So now I want to give it to my guy. You can give it to a guy, a middleman guy, who will give it to a factory, or you can, like I said, go directly to the factory to get it made. I'll give you a quote and everything. They'll go over the specifics, the details. I'm sure there'll be down the road. That's the beginning process of a challenge coin, right? And then the second step, once they have that design, they're going to go through something called the minting process. Minting is kind of like when they start to transform, have an idea of how they're going to make the actual coin. That's where all the 3D the extrusions, where the coins itself start to define the edges and how they're made, right? So with that process, it's probably the longest process. Is they have to make a mold. It's a die cast mold, like a metal, kind of like a metal slab, and they use lasers with water to cool it down. They literally engrave into that all of the edges and everything that has to do with your coin into this like round mold, and that's part of the minting process. And what they do after that, they usually have they have a long sheet of metal. It's very long, and it's like kind of like a stamping process, if you will. The metals that most factories use are kind of like soft metals. They're not really hard. And what they'll do is they'll feed the sheet through this like huge stamp machine where they'll just continually just keep punching through that metal down through the base plate into the mold that they make. And then after that, it pops out, and now you got yourself a challenge coin, right? At base without the paint and everything that you have. And then they go through that, and then they make sure they quality controls everything. You'll probably hear that a lot. They want to make sure they're getting what you want, right? When you design something, so quality control is huge. But, after they go ahead and do the mold, they get the stamps in. That's when they start going through. There's a couple of processes they use. Have you guys ever heard of what's it called? It's like electric plating. You guys ever heard that? Gold, silver plating. You hear that term? It's like a big batch of like silver or gold, right? And they just dip it into there on these like little like hooks, and they charge with electricity, and all like gold and silver sticks to it. It's kind of how you get the coin that I have here. It's a Nintendo cartridge. So before, this whole coin was oh, my blurry's going crazy. Hold on a second. Blurry off. There we go. There you go. Yep. So this is actually a silver coin. It's silver. It's not gold. The whole coin is silver, but this whole coin is dipped into this vat of gold, and they charge electricity, and that process electrolysis it sticks to the coin, and that's how it's basically painting the coin without actually picking up a brush, which is pretty cool. Most coins are made with the silver plating or gold plating in that sense, right? How they do those kind of things. It's pretty cool. Same with my the golden gun that I sell for my store, right? This is gold plated. It's it's silver underneath, but they electrocute it, throw the gold on there, and then they buff it out, make it look really nice. So that's how that process goes for that. And then after that, it's pretty much depends on what you want in your coin. I think I briefly talked about UV printing in the last show. If everybody's not familiar with it, it's a process of basically printing ink onto the coin, but in a very fast process using a UV light. It basically drops the ink on the coin and then uses a UV light to actually dry it really fast, which is really cool. That's kind of like the next level of challenge coins, right? Because traditionally we're used to, if you look at the old coins, they have enamel that they just painted on, or have a machine that fills in these little cracks with all the different colors that you want on your actual challenge coin. UV printing's nice. It is faster. It's a little more expensive, not on our end, but on the factory's end, because it uses a lot of ink. But for me, the only downside is to it that it's printed, right? So just like if you had a glass which had like a frosted paint on it, right? You throw in the dishwasher, there it goes. It's like the paint's falling off or scraping off. So one of the ways they use to deter that situation is they put epoxy resin into the coin itself so that we can preserve it. So if you accidentally scratch it, it won't remove that UV printing, and it'll last for a really long time. And then finally, then after that becomes again another quality control. I'll go through, count the coins up, make sure they're all exactly the way you want them, and then you should get a contact. You get contacted by your supplier saying, "Hey, here's a sample we made for you. This is if you like it, cool. We'll keep going. They'll knock out they'll just knock out 100 or whatever you want. A majority of them you have to order, I believe, is a minimum is 100. Just because they make these molds. A lot of places will charge you for a mold fee, but usually the molds are good for a few years. So you can come back and say, hey, I want more coins made, which is pretty cool. And then after that, it's shipping and delivery, and that ends at your door. Usually if it's coming overseas like me, I get DHL and FedEx. So yeah, and then here's the prized possession here that Glenn almost spilled the beans about, but it's okay. I'm not gonna be too upset. Let's see here. So let me share this again. Oh man, here we go. Chrome tab. All right. So last thing I'm gonna show is the coin that I had coming. It was supposed to come, but I wasn't able to get it because I have to go through this process. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second before I share it. Glenn, say something funny. Talk about something real quick.
I'm over here sharing our live stream to a bunch of people, so hoping to get some more people in here.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta log into my Facebook. Just tell a joke.
Tell a joke. I don't know a joke. Well, I know plenty of jokes. I don't know if I can air them. But I know plenty of jokes.
Somebody say a joke. What about you, Corey? I know you got one. See here. Give me 1 second.
No, he's quiet. We were talking to Andy earlier before the backstage, and he was telling us that it's snowing up in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, and somebody tried to clean out their snowplow by hand while it was still on, and took them an hour to cut their hand out of the machine.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know. I haven't ran that call, but I've ran plenty other crazy calls. I'm at Andy. Did that person get flown out by any chance?
No, because it was still snowing, so the helicopters were grounded. So they had to drive 2 hours to the hospital.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
That's horrible.
Let's see. Who all do we have in the chat? We have Dina. We have Warren. Thought I saw Wendell in there, but I don't see him anymore. And somebody said my vape was going out over the air. I thought it was muting it, so I apologize. Yeah, didn't mute it. I don't know. Hell, I'm still learning how to use this thing. So, oh, and Brenda's here. Hello, Brenda. Brenda, you just missed another gun one. It was a 45 long slide that he's working on for RoboCop.
Oh yeah,
that was badass. Ah, that's right. That was our illustrious boss on the radio, Ross. I'm glad you're in here. Welcome. You know, a funny story about Ross and I were talking about this. He is a retired member of the U.S. Secret Service, and he's like, coins were never my thing, but those are some of the most popular coins. Are the Secret Service coins? They go for high dollar. So if you got any you don't want, Ross, just send them my way. I'll take them. I think I do have one Secret Service coin, but well, they were Corey Earl. I don't know where they went, but there they are. Yeah, I haven't got many Secret Service ones. I did get a really cool one today in the mail from Franklin County, North Carolina. the sheriff's department there. I'm into, of course, it's no secret, I'm into the Bigfoot thing. So this is a Bigfoot coin. Why am I not backstage? I was going to show it to you, but my phone's not allowing me to be backstage. Whoa, it's just me and you now, Andy. Holy cow, we've been here before.
Yep. Woohoo.
Talk about something funny, Andy. I'm scared. What are we going to do?
Everybody party.
That's funny. Yeah, everybody just disappeared. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I got this one. It's got Bigfoot on it. If I could get my phone to cooperate with me here, I would bring it up and show it to you. Here we go. It says it's joining now. Thought I had all this set up a minute ago, but apparently I didn't. Yeah. Join. See, there it is. All right, so whoop. This is the one I got today.
Cool.
Franklin County Sheriff's Department. I like to collect the Bigfoot stuff, and I saw that one, and I was like, oh, I gotta have that one. Believe in yourself, even when no one else does. And then on the back,
oh, cool.
Office of Firearms and Tactical Programs. So
That's
nice. It's a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool one. I like it a lot. It's got a good design. I've seen a bunch of the Sasquatch ones, and that's what I record.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna show this later, but I'll just go ahead and show it now. I have a few of these left. Rural Metro Fire, Knoxville, Tennessee. It's the current patch that they're wearing. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off the DC news source here. Yeah, that's the current patch that they're wearing. And then on the back of the coin, I put the logo that's on the fire trucks. And a lot of people are going to ask, yes, the bugles are upside down. But historically, that's the way Knox County Rural Metro had them on their initial designs. So, I don't know why. I have yet to be able to get an answer why. So, if anybody's interested in those, I have a few of those for sale.
That's neat.
And then in the snow, engine 234 went off the side of Emory Road and rolled over. Everybody's okay, but this is their station patch. They're the jailhouse because they respond to the jailhouse all the dang time on medical jobs. So I took their patch and made it into a coin.
Nice.
And then on the front of it, this is the original back from the 1980s first patch that Rural Metro used. And as you see there, the bugles are upside down, which is really odd. So this one glows in the dark too. It's really badass.
Cool.
I got too much light here. I do. I don't know why. It's a weird thing with me, but yeah, I like the glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah, sorry about that. My internet dropped for us all of a sudden.
That's all right. The water department cut mine off yesterday, so for no apparent reason, they decided to just cut through the wires.
Horrible. All right, let me share this real quick, Glenn.
All right, let me hide myself here. All right, what you got? I don't see it yet.
So this is there it comes. So this is what I was hoping to get in the mail today, but unfortunately it didn't come. So this is the next best and greatest thing we got coming for Luminary Strike Design. It's a Terminator inspired challenge coin. Can everybody see it?
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Yeah, 27 millimeters thickness.
It's huge.
And 3 inches. 3 inches. Yeah, that's something else. So that's just an example, right? So what I was talking about when it comes to challenge coins, like this is where we're at right now. It's not a simple thing anymore. We're not doing the traditional round coins anymore. It's people want more. They want something new. So this project that I did with this one took a little long to make, as you can see. They use what's called STL files. It's a CAD file. Same coin making process, but instead they have to do a couple additional steps to get that 3D extrusion like that coming off the coin. So these ones actually started pre-ordering. If anybody wants one, in about 4 weeks, we're going to get them on the www.luminarysd.com website. You can go ahead and pre-order them now. So yeah, get them while you can. Yeah.
And I don't want to cut you off here, but welcome. I just got a message on Facebook Messenger. Thin Line Rock radio station, which is on Live 365. They just joined in. They're watching. Welcome to the show. If you'd like to carry us live on your show or your station, let us know. We'd love to be on the Thin Line Rock station and help out some law enforcement and fire department personnel with some coins and patches and stuff, and talk about the history of all this stuff. I have a feeling that we're going to stretch this to something further than just thin line coins. We're going to start ended up talking about military history, police history. Hey, how about that? Rock on. Thin Line Rock Station. We can talk about it. Awesome. We would love to have you. We are currently on Yerg's Radio, which is an internet radio station as well. And they allow us to have a toll-free call-in number. So we appreciate them as well. But Thin Line Rock Station, we would love to be on there. We're on every Friday night, 9:00 until we get bored with this. And then we just go drink some beer and talk backstage while everybody else is doing stuff. So Chuck and Corey, they're back. We missed you.
Damn it. My kid ain't here. That's the problem. My 14-year-old is not here, and I'm struggling. I admit. Hey, I just got asked since the guys got you online. What size patch do we want?
Oh, wow, that was quick.
Hell yeah, Corey working.
I don't know. What do you think? 3.5 inches or something like that?
Do you want 3.5 wide by 2?
2, yeah.
I guess whatever make it look so it wasn't stretched out or anything. Yeah.
If you could stick it on
3.5 by 2, and I'm requesting PVC and Velcro. Just FYI.
Hey, ask him if you can get it to glow.
Not pushing that.
Oh, come on, man. Push that bubble.
If I lose you, I'll call you back. I'm on my phone, so just give me a sec.
That's all right, man. I'm trying to pick up sponsors here. I got the Thin Line rock radio station, and just a live show. Nothing to worry about.
Nope, nothing at all.
Well,
Carry on.
You could always blame Chuck for it. So it's Tiny's fault. He broke it.
Tiny's fault.
Oh, amen.
Totally Tiny's fault.
Well, you need to tell your 14-year-old they're not allowed to go out on Friday nights. They've got to stay home and take care of the IT for us.
He went to the gym with his mom.
I
don't believe in that, so that's why I'm here.
There you go. Yeah, my son still does my IT for me. He is in Vermont though, so I'm like calling him, going, "Hey, help me!" So, no,
I will never admit this to my son. Just saying.
10-second delay and pause buttons can save our day. Yes, they can.
Yes.
Well, you might have to give me that software because my button doesn't. Where is my button? It doesn't necessarily cover them. It'll just make a noise over them. So still say the word, but I could hit squirrel. I don't know. I got too many buttons over here.
Yeah, way too much power over there, Glenn.
I do. So it's just what it is. Well, I have this for the other shows because I do all kinds of silly things for the other shows. So, yeah, this is what we'll do for when Chuck's entrance comes in.
Do it again.
He's going to shoot me. I know he is. Yeah, it's kind of funny. The screen may be frozen. We should actually screen capture this.
Yes.
It's all love. It's all love.
That's all it is, man. All love.
If you want to call in and join the fun, call us at 1-888-88-YERGZ. That's 1-888-88-YERGZ on the phone pad. We will gladly let you in here to talk, and we're talking everything coins, anything you can think of, police, fire, military. We're all about that. So, and I just made a screen capture for us. So
Nice.
he froze
Any
it
more
just in time. Do what?
Let me
Oh,
go
yeah.
pull-
Actually,
Count
well,
my coins?
I only pulled 3 out for tonight. I was doing the Tennessee thing. So let me see here. That wasn't what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do.
You showing us rocks, Glenn?
Yeah, I got plenty of rocks. I got rocks for sale. I'm selling rocks. That's my wife gives me all that stuff. So one of my instructors in EMT and paramedic school, his name was Ronnie Patterson. He also had the job of the EMS coordinator for Knoxville, Knox County. Since EMS was run by a private company, the county decided to hire him to oversee them so that they would keep them in line. So this was the patch that he had made up. He designed this himself. Ronnie passed away about 2 years ago, I think. And his son, Nathan, asked me if I could come up with a coin to do for his dad. So, of course, we had to have his patch on there. It's on the stainless steel plated background with rope surrounding it. It's about 2 inches thick. And then we have his paramedic patch on the other side in memorial of him. So that one, I still have some. The family, we gave a lot to them. That's the Tennessee State paramedic patch, just laced in gold. I guess it's called laced or trimmed in gold. And so we did that one for him. That one I still have for sale. And then I have plenty of, where'd it go? It's over here. The Rural Metro Emergency People. And that's the original patch for Knoxville, Knox County. Back in the 80s when they first come in. And if you were here earlier, heard me talking about Station 234. They were the Gibbs Firehouse. They used to be the furthest northeast station, and the Knox County Penal Farm is right around the corner from them. So that's why they got the term jailhouse. And it's also, by the way, in the same colors of the high school, Gibbs High School. So, and then the last one I said that I had for the Tennessee show tonight, this is the original patch that they're wearing. The EMS is wearing, Fire EMS. And this is the logo that is on the side of their truck. It's on the other side. And yes, the bugles are upside down. I know that. I'm in talks with the chief. We're going to make this coin again, but we're going to have to redo half the mold because he wants those bugles flipped. And I said, well, you got to talk about tradition, chief. That one wasn't me. So, but yeah, so those are the ones I have. I don't know what I just did here. And let me hide that. Let's see here. Thin Line Rock Station. We're thinking about getting coin made one side rock and the other side roll. Thoughts?
I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll design it for you.
Let Matt take care of you. I make coins too. I make coins too, but yeah, let me put your website up there. I'm pretty sure I still got it.
Hey, he's back. What's up, Corey?
Yeah, what's up?
I make coins too, but I'll tell you, Matt's designs. You saw, the 3D stuff he did. Yeah, he's badass. So definitely talk to him. That's his website up there. Of course, you can also contact him through the show here if you want. Let's see.
Quick turnaround too.
All right, so Ross is saying every logo he has and wants to include for a future challenge coin. There you go. Once again, networking. Matt will take care of him. Matt will take good care of you since you got us on the radio, Ross, and giving us the phone line. So yeah,
I'll put Illuminati all over that thing, bro. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, let's see. I missed some. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did pass away. I couldn't remember, but it's been a while. So, and yes, we can come up with something for both Ross and Thin Line Rock Station.
No, there you go.
There he is. Yeah.
Related. Welcome back. We miss you. Hey, that's kind of sexy on you. So,
Thank you.
Masquerade ball.
you kind of look like Catwoman there for us.
That's awesome.
Oh, don't give Chuck any more ammo, please.
Oh, don't worry. I got a good screen capture. It's going to be in the group here in a little while. So I don't know if you heard the intro for Chuck or not, but
Perfect.
So did you all get any more snow? I know that snow was coming through the Midwest. Did it knock you all out too?
It's snowing again tonight a little bit.
Yeah, we probably got probably 4 or 5 inches over the last couple days.
It's cold.
It's cold here. Like we got a wind chill probably about minus 30-ish.
God,
Jeez.
good God, that's no. How do you survive in that?
She said, can I have she asking about a
this
pounds coin there, Glenn.
That's
This is
deep.
what divides us from the boys to the men.
Well, I'm probably still a boy then because when I went to Vermont and it was like -2. I was like, nope, I'm staying inside.
Most of my clothing attire is hoodies.
I can see why. When I was a flight medic, we got stranded in Red Deer, Manitoba, and that's way up north there. And it was so cold when we came down our Learjet, the hydraulics, they have different air inside the shock. It's nitrogen, I'm told. And it was so cold when they hit too rough, and it blew all the nitrogen out of the shock. And a blizzard came in right after that. And do you know how many mechanics for Learjets? Because you have to be certified to work on Learjet. 0. So yeah, funny. This is a true but funny story. If you remember on the Weather Channel, they used to have a TV show, Ice Pilots or something like that, where it was a company that flew around supplies to the real far areas, and they did medical stuff. The owner of that company, was the only mechanic in like a 500-mile range. So he came out, the whole film crew, they filmed a whole episode about rescuing a air ambulance. So yeah, I got on TV with that. That was funny. They were interviewing me and they were like, well, what's it like to be on an air ambulance? I'm like, it's an ambulance with wings. I don't know. I didn't really know what to say. Dina has an exclusive club with some future participants and members. Okay. I know over on the other chat with the paranormal guys, they were talking about her and Warren. Were talking about some kind of paranormal erotica. So I don't know, Matt. You may have a weird design on your hands coming up.
I'll be the first.
We whip some chains.
I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll do it all.
You can make a functional whip. I meant to ask you the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So the swords come out of the back on both sides like they do on Donatello?
Yeah.
That's
And they're not sharp core. You can't kill people with them. Don't worry. They're just for show. Even though you can.
A little rock. You can. I bet it would get through TSA.
TSA, yeah. These right here were stuck in Hong Kong for at least a week because they flagged it as a gun going through.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's a gun. Get them now. We're gonna delay it for 10 hours. Oh, 10 days. No way. Yeah.
I did like that Batman one you were working on, though.
Yeah, where is that one actually? Yeah, let's see if I can.
Yeah, you didn't show that one.
Yeah, let me.
You must have been a Batman guy growing up because I could kind of see him in a lot of your work.
It's not done yet per se, but You guys are jumping ahead of me now. Let me jump in our chat here, full of fun stuff. We got so much stuff in our chat. I gotta like scroll through like bajillion things over here. You guys are horrible.
Okay,
No. Not us guys.
If,
All right, here we go. Let me share this one here.
Maybe me. If I put you in the Misfits chat, y'all would never get any rest. I got 6 clowns, and they're constantly sending stuff back and forth. I wake up in the morning, and it's like 10 minutes just to read my chats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
badass.
this is the Batman I'm working on. So again, as we keep talking about, right? Challenge coins it's not traditional anymore. You can't just hand it off to somebody with a handshake and be like, "Hey, what's up? This thing's gonna be huge." But what my thing is when it comes to challenge coins is I like to do what nobody's thought of, and that's the biggest seller, right? So challenge coins, you get your traditional round ones. Someone throws some epoxy in there. Someone's got a spinner, right? They make a lot of spinners out of it. This one, however, this one is going to be something special. The bat logo actually opens up, and there's going to be gears moving inside. The gears kind of slow it down, so it kind of opens up. It'll be more of like a Bruce Wayne kind of, nod kind of thing. Like it's something that's like it's going to be really, really something cool. There's ones out there right now. They have like gears and stuff in them that like you can twist like a clock type deal where they open up into something, but this one for sure, yeah. I'm still working the details. It's premature, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
Let me ask you something. So would the mold be different? Because I know the middle's going to be magnetic, right? Or I'm assuming.
So it'll actually be multiple molds. It won't be just one. And
Okay.
the company who I go through, that's why I was talking about the molds, right? So they get about 3 years, 2-3 years. They're gonna keep those molds, but when you start getting into 3D and those kinds of things like that, yeah, you bet you they're making a bunch of molds. But actually, like this one here, I'll show you this one I got right now. So this is the base coin. It's not my coin, but just showing it off. So this was a hanger coin I showed off last time. But when it comes to functionality, right, it's the doors open up, right? I mean, what kind of a coin has doors that open up, right? And then inside you have a golf ball marker that you put in the ground, right? So, and then I'm sure Corey and them can attest to when you're making challenge coins, there's meaning behind it. It's not just something random, right? Everything about this coin screams something about it, right? Like this has the airspace, all the jets that we have, the flight control air tower. It has meaning behind it. It's not something you just throw together. The Batman coin, yeah, it's going to be Batman. So there'll be some chief anchors on there. It'll have some quotes and stuff when you make it. So just like you guys, I take pride in all the coins that I make. Like I said, I like doing different stuff and coming up with something that nobody's thought of ever.
Well, and that's the whole object behind it all, is to come up with something different, come up with something no one has, and
that's
how I think about when I design my coins.
Mm-hmm.
Is like my first coin was just a generic round coin, and of course it flew off the shelves. And then the second coin I had it serial numbered, only 250 made. Then the third coin I had glow in the dark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My next coin, if we do it, we will be doing our next coin, but I would like to encompass glow in the dark and serial numbered, and maybe something else, right? To make it unique, to make it different, to make it where no one has that ever, right?
Yeah.
And that's the whole object behind it all, is spice it up some, and people like that change. People like the difference.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Corey, actually, he's talking about that. He's talking about that cool factor, right? I saw this one coin. It was a sniper coin. It was a green circle inside of it, but it was cool because if you took a flashlight and you stuck it to it, it actually projected onto the wall something. So this is like it's
neat.
pretty cool what people think about, right? When it comes to challenge coins, like that's just insane what you can have.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What, Chuck, Corey, what kind of vehicle do y'all drive? Do y'all drive something specific for your area because of all the extreme weather you get, maybe you could make it the shape of a, I don't know, if you drive a Hummer.
We drive Pintos.
One for each foot.
Just
I don't believe you could get into a Pinto. I'm sorry, brother.
You can't. You can't.
Just like roller skates.
I showed you that video, right, guys?
Yes.
I showed you the video. Have you guys ever seen a car get burnt?
Oh,
man.
Yes. Yes.
I was just more concerned with the plumber's crack. Holy cow. So
Yes.
that's famous. I signed autographs.
It's a pencil holder.
oh, that's
Burn that
bad.
down.
He does sign autographs too, by the way.
Hey, if he's got some, we will pimp him too. So
That could
Hey,
be
you
the
know
next
what?
challenge coin.
you need to get a Bigfoot suit and put him in it for some of my other shit.
Oh, my
Yeah, Matt, can you design that coin?
We can make a Bigfoot coin out of you, absolutely. So I got a Bigfoot
Totally.
pass.
Make sure we have the crack. Okay.
I've done that as Bigfoot.
Put a
Have a
script on
crack.
the bottom. Crack kills.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of people can read that so many different ways.
Have it 3D.
The people
It's
that
on
actually
a pill or capsule.
Yes.
the people that actually know the true meaning would die laughing over it, right?
It would sell. Anything Bigfoot sells for some weird reason.
It would totally
Crack
sell.
sells too, right?
I'm told. I haven't tried it. I'm almost retired. I may. So
Oh man.
one of these days, maybe. I don't know. Well, Matt, what I was going to ask you is for your center for the Batman one.
Yeah.
Could you make that so that they make that separate and you can put in like different ones? Because that would be a real good one for an NYPD with the center with the bat logo shining up into the sky. Because Gotham City, that would be kind of cool.
You could take it many different ways, right? Because Batman is the only superhero that doesn't have powers. So I mean, you can do that any way you want, right? Yeah, all kinds of law enforcement. It'd be cool if I could include everybody in there. But again, it's just a rough draft. Actually, what I was talking about with Glenn today, so I'm doing retro nostalgic stuff because I don't know if Corey and Chuck, Andy, if you guys are like, how many coin groups are you on Facebook? How many? Can you count them up? How many groups
I think I told you the other day I had 19. I'm on 19 different ones.
You have 19. What about you, Glenn?
I honestly don't know. I had been two. Yeah, I had been two. I was thrown out of a couple, but most of them I'm still in.
I'm a part of 27 Facebook groups that literally deal with challenge coins. And when I started my company, the first thing I was thinking was like, okay, challenge coins. Everybody makes challenge coins, right? But I was like, okay, what could I do to really stand out? Like Corey was saying, you got to be different, right? Your thing has to pop. It's got to be like, wow, like nobody has that thing, right? So I did some digging and I was looking through retro stuff, right? Like, Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Turtles, Rugrats, right? All the stuff that you had when you were a child, Nintendo game cartridges, right? Stuff that you remember as a kid. And I was like, well, let me see who's got it, right? And of course, in all the posts, they usually put the words ISO, which means in search of. So I did in search of Mario, in search of Back to the Future, right? So that's the thing, like that's how I thought about it. I was like, well, if I can make these retro nostalgic things, they're going to sell because you can relate to it. I'll tell you guys, my first sale that I had, this Nintendo coin, this Mario coin, $5,500 in a day made. Easy, right? Granted, it was most of the Chiefs, the groups, but you got to tailor to who your customers are, right? Because everybody wants challenge coins. I know he's going to come in your shop, be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I want, and pick it off the shelf. So you got to make sure you tailor to who is going to buy your challenge coins. So that's just to throw a little tidbit out there when it comes to challenge coins. You really got to find it.
And that was a big part of me when I was designing my challenge coins. You don't see very many probation and parole challenge coins. Ever.
No,
you do not see them.
No.
And people really aren't interested in P&P coins. To be honest, they're not.
Nope.
So that's why we kind of spice it up. Well, cops are no different than anyone else. We all like uniqueness, right?
Mhm.
And that's why my second coin, I threw it out there and made the buffalo skull. And then the third coin, the shape of Montana. It relates back to the shape of Montana. They don't care what the badge number is or the badge is on the coin. They like the cool idea. It's a shape of Montana and the barbed wire around it.
Yeah. Who is your highest customers for those coins? Who bought the
East
most?
Coast. East Coast.
That's crazy.
It is.
Coast.
I've shipped. I actually shipped some coins over to Ireland.
Wow.
Over to my friend in Israel. He wanted that coin, and Switzerland, and I would say probably the majority is on East Coast. You guys like Montana for some reason. I have no idea why, but
They probably moved out of the state.
right, yeah.
Like, oh, they're Montana. Oh man.
But yeah, no, it was. I first thought of that because looking at all the challenge coins, you don't see probation parole. Very rarely. Like I've been trying to collect P&P coins since I started doing this, and I have maybe 6. They're just not out there. They're not out there.
Yeah.
But cops and even firefighters back east, they bought in my challenge coins just because of the shape, or they like the buffalo skull or whatever, right?
Well, and they do them for events too. Like I have no interest, have never been to Miami. I'm not really a huge fan of Miami. I mean, I like Miami Vice growing up, but the aliens in the mall, they made a challenge coin for it. And I was like, oh, I got to have that. Don't know why. Got to have it. Bigfoot on it. Got to have it too. So, and then the fire EMS, there was a paramedic that lost his shit on the radio. It was his time to get off duty, and they had already given him like 2 or 3 extra calls and hold him on duty. And he was clearing and going back to the station, and they were about to give him another call, and he got on the radio and said, "I will drive this ambulance into the harbor." In Africa. I mean, it was great. It was all over the internet. It was everywhere. I mean, he literally lost his mind. Somebody made a challenge coin of an ambulance sinking in the Baltimore Harbor.
Oh man.
Did you guys hear about the cop? I believe it was a highway patrol in Maryland. Yeah, it was his last day. He was retiring at the end of that shift, and he pulls a guy over, and this guy started giving him grief. And he literally dropping the F-bombs and pointing his finger at this guy. Like he really didn't give a shit because it's his last day, right? He's done.
He was done.
They made a coin for him.
Wow. Should have made a film.
It is crazy. My wife is just looking it up, right? It's you Easterns over there, man. Nothing happens on the West Coast. It's all Eastern stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
But
we do it here a little easier than most. Well, one time I was on duty at Station 20, had been held over. It was already about 24-hour shift, was a 36. And I come back, and I mean, I could like hardly walk. I was just a zombie. And a bell went off for a call, and they're like, well, you got to go. And I lost it. I was like pointing at officers. I'm like, you're a paramedic. You're a paramedic. You're a paramedic. Get on the ambulance. I'm not going.
Yeah.
I lost it. So yeah, it happens. And I've been in dispatch, and I've heard both sides of it.
Yeah,
we were coming through Knoxville one night, and I'd been on another long shift on the ambulance, and I called in that there was there was going to be a wreck at this intersection because of the snow and everything, disabled vehicle. There was a car in the road, and without the dispatch asked me what I said, she didn't hear me, and without missing a beat, I was like, well, if you don't get somebody about there, it's going to be one hell of a wreck. So
Yeah.
No, it happens. It happens. But Thin Line Rock Radio, we will clean it up for you. I promise. So
No more F-bombs.
yeah. Well, I've actually got to start being good because we're about to be live on my other two. Well, not live, taped on FM radio in Metro Atlanta. So I signed the contract this week. The Misfits and the Paranormal Guys will be broadcast Misfits on Saturday, Sunday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. for the Paranormal Guys. And I don't remember my new station's call signs. I'll probably get gigged for that, but WDJY. So there should be another letter, I think, but that's close enough. So,
yeah, Glenn, you got a question. You got a question here for what is the price range for challenge coins today?
Well, are they? That's Ross. I was wondering if he was talking about were they to buy them or just the average.
I think he's just looking for a price range if you want to purchase, like, say, 100 of them.
Oh man, what would you say? Depending on how fancy you got, like 300 to 600, maybe.
Yeah,
We're talking like we talked about a traditional round challenge coin for 100, anywhere from probably 800 to 1,000. Depends. I mean, it depends on what goes into it, right? How extensive it is and what kind of
How extensive. 3D, glow in the dark. Every little extra thing adds on. Now to just buy them, an individual one, I don't know, anywhere from $18 to $30, depending. So, depending on
you're saying that, Glenn, that brought up a thing I was going to talk about, because a lot of people were asking me at one point, like, well, how do you come up with pricing? So I design my own challenge coins. I go to my supplier, he makes them, and I turn around and sell them. But how do I come up with my pricing? What do you think, Corey? Because Corey, he designs his too, right? So are you getting paid to make your design, Corey?
Yeah.
Are you getting paid to make your design, right? You're not, because you're just like, well, I made it, so cool. Whatever. I threw it all together. I gave it to this guy. He did whatever, right? And that's the thing that people don't realize, is that small thing is like, well, doctors get paid to give you an advice or answers, right? We're getting paid paying ourselves because we design something, giving it to supplier to make, turning around and reselling that item. There's a few things you got to calculate in there with that. So I believe when someone's selling a challenge coin, it's you should at least respect that person selling it for that price for that reason. They're selling it for that price for a reason, because I'm sure a lot of hard work went into making that thing.
Oh yeah, I get requests from firemen all the time. Oh, well, can you make this for my station? Yeah, I can make it. I can design it. I will help you sell it, but if it doesn't sell, I don't want to be sitting on it. But I'm probably right now sitting on probably about $10,000 worth of inventory, because I like to make them and design them, and and they are for sale, and I've pushed that business aside so I could run the radio station stuff. But it's fun.
Well, Glenn, when you make your coin, right? So you make it, you sell it, and then you turn around and make another one, right?
Well, the Rural Metro one, my very first one, I will be, that one, because everybody loves that one so much. So that one I will. I think that'll be the only remake I've had so far.
But my point is that you're doing it because it's not for profit, in a sense of you trying to get rich. You enjoy making challenge coins. I enjoy making challenge coins. Corey enjoys making challenge coins. It's something unique that you make, right? That's the point that I want to bring across, is that when you're coming with the pricing, and it's for my coins, that terminal one I just showed you, that was $33 a coin. $33 shelled out. So that was $30,300 to make those 100 coins. But I'm gonna sell it, and then I'm gonna turn around and do the next one. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Let me go back for a second. My wife found that coin, and it's actually out of Connecticut. And I'll
nice.
Oh.
Just roll it and see the back of it.
And then
That's great.
there's
Oh,
the
that's
back of
great.
it.
Oh man.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
Bitcoin, man. Dang.
Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have a Google alert set for challenge coins, and every now and then you'll see some controversial thing. There was one in Maryland where the state police made one that kind of was a bad coin, and I don't remember what it said, but it was about an officer chewing somebody out, and it was very popular. It got to the public, and the public didn't think it was so funny. So,
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some phrases on some coins like "f around, find out." That's
Yeah.
a typical phrase on some coins. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
well, somebody made one for the Chattanooga Police Department that, it wasn't Chattanooga, but it was in that part of Tennessee for the female officer in the shape of a train. I'll just leave it at that.
There was one for New York where she must have gotten in trouble for being a stripper as well as a police officer, and they made a challenge coin out of it. I was like,
First
oh, that would be so embarrassing.
Winning.
Yeah.
Make a living.
Oh man. That's awesome.
Hey, if we can find out who she is, I'll get her on my other show. So. Dina is right. She was a dispatcher in 911 for many years. The public doesn't understand our dark humor, so we have to kind of keep that down when we're not in public. So, and it's not that we find joy or anything in somebody's pain, suffering, or getting arrested. It's just their stupidity that got them in that situation. Usually, I mean, putting your hand in a snowblower to clear the snow while it's on doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Ways to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of live by. I live in a glass house, even when I'm out in the public, because Chuck and I, we both deal with so many different faces, and to try and remember them all is literally impossible. But when we're going out into the public, everyone recognizes you. Obviously, everyone recognizes Chuck because he stands out like a sore thumb. But it's one of those things where if you start acting like an idiot,
People remember those days.
People remember those days, you know?
All the
So
things.
it's one of those things. You don't throw rocks at a glass house, nor do you want to live in one, but ultimately we are.
No matter how good you might do, they'll remember those days.
Yeah.
One thing. Yeah, exactly. But when I was teaching EMT and paramedic school, this has probably been 10 years ago, so it's much higher now. But statistically, in a 24-hour period that they were on duty on the fire truck or ambulance, just driving around in their day-to-day job, they would be photographed over 200 times.
Oh, yeah.
Between the body cams, the traffic cams, citizens. So, yeah, you're going to get...
We have people walking up to us with their phones, recording us frequently. And it's just...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That happens a lot in fire EMS, and the only way that we can really do anything is if we're doing patient care, kind of try and secure them. But legally, if it's on a sidewalk, it's fair game.
Yeah.
Or if it can be seen from that sidewalk, if they're in their front yard cleaning out the snowblower and they're on the sidewalk, then it's fair game. So
I'd probably drive by too, though.
You'd be like, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
And then that was, that got a lot of people in trouble too in public safety. They would take pictures of things. Now, granted, we do use in EMS, we use a lot of that to show the doctors in the hospital when we're taking a patient, and so this is what the patient was in. It took an hour to cut it out, and so we do that. But the problem turns into when we share them,
right?
And that happens a lot. And
well, look at it in California when Kobe Bryant, when his helicopter went down. Remember the deputies that took pictures of the mess and the aftermath?
Yep.
Exactly, right? They all got reprimanded or fired.
Horrible.
Yeah.
You
So,
got to be smart, you know? There's common sense up here. That's why we all got brains. Some people just need to use them a little more than others. And it's very unethical for a deputy to do that, neither here or there. But God damn it. You take a picture, keep it on your phone, don't share it. Yeah, you can show your friends or whatever, but don't share it.
no.
You know, the minute it goes across internet lines, man, it's free game for everyone.
Oh, yeah, it can't be taken back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And a lot of times when we in public safety or even the military do something that was a stupid thing that we shouldn't have done, you know. Now look at the military has their problem with the same thing with the hazing and stuff. So
Yeah.
We do too at the fire department. So effing rookies.
Chuck might have been hazed a little bit growing up. So
I can't see it.
let me go back to 1998.
Oh, let's start it, huh?
Chuck was in grade 11. No. Yeah. He was 13 in 98.
You say assault on a minor?
Chuck was the type of guy, he was in the Explorers with the sheriff's office. So on weekends, he would come up to the jail and hang out with the wife and I. The wife worked on one shift, ran one shift, and I ran the other shift. Well, Chuck didn't really care too much for the other two shifts. So he would come up when we're working night shift and hang out in the booking area. And he might have been hazed a little bit. We have what we call a restraint chair. we might have conducted training putting Chuck in a restraint chair a couple times.
Sometimes you have to do it.
And obviously, when people get in a restraint chair, they like spitting. So,
but I was not spitting.
But we got to practice to put the spit hood on them, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Paramedics don't like to be spit on, so you got to get that on them before we get there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly. And then he was very bad. He was cussing at us under
Chuck,
the age.
Oh, yeah.
you
So
should.
there might have been a little bit of hot sauce involved.
Oh. Do you have? Should I talk to you and ask you seriously? Do you have any PTSD from this?
Oh, I probably do.
Not one.
And I didn't deserve any of it. I'm just throwing that out there, too.
I was an explorer too. I get it.
Right.
Those were the good old days, though.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
That's before video cameras were.
That was before.
I was an explorer, and I worked in what's the room called where the deputies come in and they put the gun into the drawer, and we slide it in and put it in a lock and hand it back to him. Control room.
Sallyport.
Sallyport, yeah. So I was an explorer, not even old enough to own a damn gun, and I was doing that for the sheriff's department. Oh yeah, I could blast. I thought that at one point in time that I was going to be a deputy or police officer, and it was short-lived because after I got my ass beat the first time, I was like, nope, done with that.
Yeah.
True story.
Well, we had some fun.
We used to have to in high school, and you may still have to, I don't know, get a certification from an instructor saying that you've had a driver's ed course. And because my last name is halfway through the alphabet, I hardly ever got in the first or second class because, J right in the middle. So I was an explorer, and old Sergeant Bob Zimmerman, he was the officer that taught all the police officers how to drive. So I learned how to drive on like a 1982 Crown Vic with the Interceptor engine in it on the course. And he signed off for it, took it to the THP with all my paperwork from school, handed in. They're like, how the hell did you get this? This is a driver's course for the sheriff's department. I'm like, I was there that day. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I doubt you could do that now because it'd probably be bad. We were sliding through the course at like 80. I was cutting through the cones.
Yeah.
You can't do that now, I'm pretty sure. So
you can't.
The good old days.
It's just crazy how things have just revolved and totally it's mind blowing of what we got away with growing up compared to now. It is I'm flabbergasted. You can't even walk outside your house and cuss anymore, for Christ's sake, because someone's calling you in or something like that, right? It's just about that bad.
Well, I grew up right by the military base there for a while, and some of the things I did would now be considered domestic terrorism, I'm sure. Because we played with things that go boom as a child. Come on, who doesn't?
Those are called sparkler bombs.
I don't know what those are.
The statute of limitations has run out, so
10 years on that, you're good.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely good. I don't know, it's federal though, so I don't know. Those Fed boys play different games. You know, since this is going to take a while for our show to take off, we know that. And everybody's a little leery about coming on and showing their coins because I talked to several people and they're like, I don't know. How do you do it? What do you do? Pretty simple. You come on, you join this group, you BS with us, you show your coins, you sell them. It's your coin. You get your PayPal, your Venmo. So it's going to take us a while to do that. We should probably start having some people on here like police officers, firefighters, military, ambulance people, and kind of have like a little interview and a little ragtag conversation with just people. I mean, I was dead serious when Thin Line Rock Station came online here that I would love to do a show on their radio station. And I think this would be the perfect format. We can get people in here and talk about anything and sell challenge coins. Chuck will talk to anybody, so.
I'll talk to anybody.
Really not a stranger.
Chuck is very approachable.
No.
That I don't get. That I don't get.
Just turn into QVC, Glenn. That's all we are, man.
Exactly. We want to be the QVC of challenge coins.
Yeah. Well, people got to understand too that it's a hobby, right? It's like when you do models, like you want to put together an airplane or whatever. It's a hobby. Not everybody's gonna like it, but but the people who do love it, right? Like I just came to my buddy's house. He loves coins, like not challenge coins, but coins, and he collects them, right? So yeah, you got to tailor it to those people that love this stuff, that little, that want to see the next best thing. So I think it's a good thing we started this for that reason.
I found one online.
What's that?
Oh, right. Well, I found one online. It was like a United States Army 1952, I think it was, Korean War challenge coin. And I was like, that is cool. Could you imagine where that coin has been?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, this is new because the thing now, if you're going to buy a challenge coin from somebody online, you ask them to take a picture with their name and the current date on it to make sure you're not getting scammed. Yeah, well, they're figuring out ways around that. But
it's funny you say that, Glenn. I just hit up a guy today for a Mandalorian coin. It was no shit. It was a Mandalorian, like the Bespin was the steel they got, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I got it for $25. I was like, all right, cool. Do me a favor, bro. Send me a picture with your name and the date on a piece of paper with it. Never got back to me.
Really?
Never got back to me. Never.
I tried to trade a coin today, and I was like, hey, how much are you? It says for sale or for trade. He's like, well, I turned down an offer on eBay for $290. I was like, that's way out of my league. Not even close. And it was nothing fancy, you know what I mean? It was just kind of cool looking. But
you could have turned them off for $20 too, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just how you gotta play the game. You gotta understand what the value is and everything, and just protect yourself. That's a good measure.
You guys belong to that NYPD challenge coin page? I just
I can't get it. I'm not a cop.
I just got into that page a couple of weeks ago, I think. It is strictly NYPD challenge coin. You
Glenn,
can
that
only
happened to me
trade
too.
NYPD. You can only list on that page NYPD. They are so active on that page. It is crazy. They're always doing pop-up sales, and first person that responds to this coin gets it. It's like a coin tree. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's crazy. That's probably the most active page I've ever seen.
There's a group, Corey. It's 8,900 people. It's a secret private group, like a damn fraternity, that you can only get invited by another person who's in this group to even.
Oh, really?
Be part of it. Yeah. There's a couple of them out. There's probably more than two, but I only got in because this Davey Seal I talked to, he hooked me up and he's like, "Hey man, you see your coins? Let me get you in there and check it out." But as you're saying that, there is literally like secret groups out there for this stuff. Challenge coins are a big deal. And then the other thing is too with challenge coins. I talked to my supplier and a buddy of mine who does woodworking. I was like, "Guess what the next best thing is? Challenge coin holders." Like the most, as a statistic, I can't remember the numbers, but there's people looking for this stuff, literally, right? That's kind of why I got into the laser engraving business, because I was like, I got my challenge coins too, but I was like, what if I can step it up a notch, right? If I can do like challenge coin holders, and now I can laser engrave your mom's face on there or your name, and then all the places you've been at or something. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Yeah, this is crazy.
I came across a challenge coin holder a couple days ago. It's actually basically sits on a Lazy Susan, but the Lazy Susan is motorized.
Oh yeah.
So you plug it in, so it automatically turns all the time. But so the base. I found the base on Amazon. You could buy the base, the whole motorized base, for $45. Okay, and the base is it's 10 inches in diameter. So this guy's building this challenge coin holder, but it's tiered. So the bottom of the pyramid, it's like a pyramid, right? So the bottom, the largest part is 11 inches by 11 inches square. Then it goes up to like 9 inches by 9 inches. Then it goes up and all the way down to like maybe a 4 by 4. And then there's gaps in between each layer. So this base also projects light. So it acts as a night light in your bedroom if you wanted to, right? And I asked this guy, it's 11 by 11 and only 8 inches tall. And he's building them out of redwood.
Oh, nice.
How much do you think he's asking for this?
Over 100. Easily.
$250.
And they buy it too. They buy it. I'm sure they buy it.
Oh, they're very
only 8 inches tall. $250.
But let's go back to the fact that, like we do, he handmade that. So
yeah.
I mean, you got to respect that.
Yeah, he went to the store. He got the wood. He built it from scratch. So you got to give him a little bit of respect. But dang.
Well, and you do, and obviously he's probably got the tools in order to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I were to go in and build one, it might cost me $250 because I'm going to screw up some cuts on some wood, right? Mm-hmm. I know it. That's just me. I'm gonna do at least one wrong cut, and that adds up. But the more you build, you're gonna get used to it, right? And you're gonna have a pattern, and then you can start selling them for your time and investment into making that. So
this goes back to when I was telling you about making the design of the challenge coins, Corey. It's the same thing, man. I know I can knock a challenge coin out probably in like less than an hour, probably 30 minutes, right? And I might be cocky. It's just because I'm good at what I do, right? But you still have to think about, it's like a profession, right? You're good at this. You're selling your talents, right? Like, it has to be some kind of mathematical equation you're using. Yeah, it makes sense.
Just like an artist. Yeah, just like an artist, right? Painter, artist.
Oh yeah, yeah. Paint a 3-year-old drawing and get thousands of
There's a guy in one of my groups that he makes waving flags, and they look like they're actually waving out of, I want to say it's metal, but I'm not sure. I messaged him to come on the show, and people were reporting him because they were like, this guy's got to be a scammer, because he was only selling them for like $125 or something, which is a good price. And I was like, one of my other admins posted a message that said, please stop reporting him. He's a real person. I've talked to him. And I invited him on to our show tonight because I wanted to see his stuff. It's amazing looking. And yeah, it looks just like a waving flag. So you can put
I've seen
everything.
I've seen quite a few of those waving flags. I've only seen wood ones, though. I haven't seen a metal waving flag. I have, but not a challenge coin holder. I've seen one actually just in the last couple of days. The wooden wavy flag, the coin holders are also follow the curves of the flag. It's also wavy. The coin holders are. I'm like, that's cool, because I've never seen that before.
Yeah, his may be wood, but it was beautiful. He was out of Michigan, I think, because I think he had the Michigan state flag, and then he had the shape of Michigan, the mitt as one as well. So I'm going to keep messaging. I'd like for him to come on the show because I'd like to know how he makes them. If he'd like give us a tour of his shop while he's making them, that'd be kind of cool. So
I've seen some of the videos on how they make those. There is a ton of work, and there's a ton of grinding with like a sander, but an angle grinder, just grinding out the carbs of it's a lot of work.
I would think.
Yeah.
Not to mention the painting and I can't draw a straight line, much less paint one. So
did you know, Glenn, they are making challenge coins from fiber lasers?
What the heck is that?
Yeah. Google it. Google it. So there's a guy in Florida that I know. It's not even like through a factory. It's a dude who just has like metal coin blanks and a fiber laser. I have a X-Tool F1. If you're not familiar, it's what we call a diode / IR laser, infrared laser. And they use a power of 10 watts. Or basically, it's not going to cut through metal, but there are certain machines out there that cost over 10 grand. They're called fiber lasers, and they cut through metal, but they also engrave on metal, and you can do a number of passes. Obviously, I'll shoot you guys a text of what they look like. But this guy is literally like pushing these coins out like clockwork, and they're just a laser engraving grooves, engraving different levels of this coin that he's sending out. It's cool. It's cool. Now, it's not like art challenge coins where you got UV printing and some enamel colors on there. But for a guy who's running his own shop out of some backyard, making money like that from just making coins, pushing them out, it's pretty cool. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cool. So and a lot of my coins, I think Corey, I don't know if you guys ever have epoxy resin on your coins to kind of give like a glass effect to it.
The light.
Yeah. So a lot of these coins, even the ones that I got, like the Back to the Future one I got, you can't see it, but there's enamel paint on here. And what they did is they put like a thin layer of epoxy resin on there, and that prevents the scratching and all the damage that's going to be on the coin. This coin actually, I was kind of disappointed. I thought they were going to actually like make it more concave and then fill it with epoxy to give it kind of like a glass effect. I mean, it's not bad. It still came out decent, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. Like it's crazy what you can do. And I don't know if you guys ever play with epoxy resin. That's some fun stuff.
Yes. I've made coasters before out of that.
Yeah. So,
well, speaking of that, you're talking about the poker chips. So
yeah, poker chips. There you go. Well, actually, let's talk about this poker.
Cool.
Let's talk about those poker chips, Glenn. So you guys know the difference between clay and composite poker chips?
Apparently not, because the ones I got from my other show, I think, are composite.
And that you got screwed, brother. So clay is what they use in Las Vegas. Clay is more, what's the word? Aesthetically pleasing, if you will, like the feel and everything. So we're doing patches, we're doing challenge coins. I would love to do poker chips, clay poker chips. But a lot of these sites you go on, there's one that pokerchips.com, a couple other ones, they'll push them out like clockwork for like $1. It's like $1, $2 for just push out one coin or one poker chip, and they ship them out pretty good.
Really?
But yeah, we had a so on base with the military, we had a what was it called? The holiday party. We had some poker chips made, and they gave us a pretty quick turnaround. It was cool though, because on the website you can actually put your graphics and all the stuff you want in there, and they'll just print them out for you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the one I had made for my shows, and I think it's just plastic. I mean, it's durable.
That's what composite is.
Yeah, so
with composite, it's cheap because you can make it fast, and yeah, it's not really much to it. So
yeah, they had a quick turnaround. Yeah, it does. When I was picturing the poker chip, I thought it would have like the little ridges on the end with a little, like the white area or something. But this is just I mean, I still like it for the
it's not too bad. It's a preference.
Yeah,
it's a preference. Yeah.
It's a piece of plastic. It's advertising. I plan on giving these out to on my shows, especially now that we're going to be FM. I'm sure there'll be more, but I'm happy with them.
Glenn, since we're doing this, we should definitely do like prize giveaways and stuff, and give away some swag, brother.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because and that's what I plan on doing with. I mean, I even. I had the patch made for the show. I haven't started giving those away yet. I started giving away the other challenge coin. Let's see here. Can I show this? So this is the PVC patch that I have made. Unfortunately, it doesn't glow in the dark. I was kind of disappointed. They said they couldn't make those colors glow.
Glenn, you and the glow in the dark, man.
I know. It's a fetish, I guess. So.
It makes me wonder what you're doing. Turning the lights off in your house, going, "Ooh, glow in the dark."
Don't ask. So this one, somebody asked earlier how I got thrown out of groups. I can explain that pretty easily. So when I started my other show, the Paranormal Guys, I was partnered with a guy, and he taught me everything there was to know about challenge coins. Well, at some point in time when he's a police officer, when he developed some type of mental illness called PTSD and went untreated, he lost his mind, and me and him had to part ways. So I inherited the show and the coins. So, and he was an admin of about 50 different groups, mostly law enforcement, and I was bounced. So, but yeah, and this was, like you were talking about, I came up with this idea in like 2 hours. I mean, it's the Punisher skull, or Punisher alien skull with headphones on it, and it glows in the dark. That's cool. And that's Patty, the Bigfoot,
Well, that's okay, Glenn, because, as we were talking about all these advanced and complicated challenge coins, there are people looking for simple.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes better.
And this one has, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it has the number on it. Can you see it? Kind of, sort of. Yeah. So since it's my show, I have number 1. So, but yeah, and it was just a simple idea that I came up with to start with. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. Kind of
nice to see. It's nice to have, like, I don't know about you guys, but like creating something and like seeing it come to life this is awesome, man. Just like with the Terminator one, like you look back and then like you're gonna be cocky, be like, I made that. It's badass.
Yeah.
I'm sure Corey's the same way too when he gets coins, but it's just cool, man. It's something that's cool because then you're leaving a legacy behind. Because like, who made that coin? Who's that guy? How's that guy?
Yeah. Well, we all got kids too, so they'll get it. So
yeah.
And that's another one of the cool things I think. Well, like the memorial coins, I made for both my sergeant and then my paramedic instructor. Those are going to be around forever. And in fact, the one for the instructor is hanging in the college where he taught. They framed it and put it up. They bought two, and it's double sided, so it'll be there forever. They got like a wing named after him or something. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it helps you remember people. So, and if the other thing, and in the fire department, we're big on station patches. Like each station has their own separate patch. So that we're kind of, that's our patch. That's our pride. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's that way. And I don't really know if PD does that, but I know the military does, but.
Yeah. Yep. It's true.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping somebody'd call us in. Let me check the messages here. Make sure I haven't got anything. Let's see. Got that. And it doesn't look like anybody sent many messages. Well, what do you gentlemen want to talk about next week? Any ideas? We've talked about the history, how they're made. Are there any historical coins that you can think of right off the top of your head?
No, but we could, if you want, we could do like our own collections. I have my own collection I'm proud of, and I'll be more than happy to show that off. So you can go over why it's a hobby, because I'm pretty sure everybody's got a unique one. Everybody's got that one where it's like, what? Are you kidding me right now?
And have you all got unicorns? Ones that are out there that you just haven't gotten yet, that you can't find?
I am trying, Glenn. I'm trying to get that White House one.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get that one from me. Is that the one you're?
So I designed. My buddy, he works in White House comms. He's part of the one of the strategic guys in there. Who I don't know how he got that job. He really got lucky. So I designed a Harry Potter themed coin for him, which is pretty awesome because, like I told you, with the design process, they use that 3D process. And I don't know if you guys are big Harry Potter fans. It's got the Gryffindor shield or whatever it is. It's all like extruded out, and then it's all back. It's all UV print on the back. So I'm actually working on their command coin right now, actually. So I'd love to get one of those when they come in. So.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I did one for the FBI up in Pennsylvania, and I couldn't have any of the coins. They're like, yeah, you can't have any of these. I'm like,
I would love to get a Top Gun. I would love to get an Area 51. I would love to get the White House. Right? These are promises I would love to have. It's hard to come by, unfortunately. But
somebody told me that every president has their own challenge coin that they have made when they come into office. Is that true?
That is true. Yep.
Yes,
yeah, it is.
How do you get that?
I don't know what Joe Biden's is, but you gotta know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you get this? That would be.
We did it, Joe.
Oh, sorry. You did it. I won it.
Perfect timing.
Sure. Well, she should sleep too. I don't know. But yeah, I would like to get one.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Joe Biden. You want a Joe Biden coin?
No. I would rather have something more like. That's more like. There are actually what do they call it? Humorous ones, made up ones of like Joe Biden, and I've seen some of them. I wouldn't pay for it, but there must be a market for it.
There is. Seen a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would buy the Trump. I would I would get that one. There's always
Wait, the one where he's in jail or the one he's out?
You never know.
Get his mugshot on one side of the coin
Yes!
with
Yes.
bars going between
I'll
his face.
design that coin. Oh,
That would be badass. That would be badass.
oh,
Trump.
man.
I just hold on here. What did Ross sent me something here?
Well, I think did I send you guys that one thing?
He said that the things the presidents get instantly when he was within what they call it, within arm's reach. Yeah, he was I think he had both the Clintons, the Obamas, and I think he had Trump as he was retiring. He said they each get a challenge coin, their own Christmas tree ornament, their own cufflinks, and their favorite candy to keep on their desk. The candy must have started after Reagan, because he was a jelly bean guy.
Glenn, I just sent you a thing in chat. Make sure you check that out.
So
Okay.
Our chat.
I went down to Washington, D.C. for training back in October. And I took a night tour of all the historical sites. And our tour guide he works security over at the Capitol. He's been doing that for 20 years. He literally just found out as well, a month prior to October, that there's the one and only McDonald's, which is a half a block from the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue, that is open 24 hours a day. And that is the only McDonald's that feeds the White House. If anyone at the White House, to include the president, at 2:00 in the morning, he will get McDonald's at 2:00 in the morning.
That is awesome.
The one and only McDonald's on Pennsylvania Avenue that's open 24 hours a day.
Ross just corrected you. He said, no, it's on 17th Street.
Okay, maybe. I thought it was Pennsylvania Avenue. No, you're right.
Yeah. Well, you remember that Clinton disappeared for 2 hours. Yeah, it's the one Clinton jogged to. It's what Ross has texted me in the private chat. It's the one that Clinton jogged to. And Clinton disappeared a couple times there to go get his milkshake on. So
milkshake, yeah.
I know that Ross can't say because that was his job and stuff. But how the hell do you explain losing the president and ending up at McDonald's? I mean, I've lost a lot.
Obama went to Five Guys.
What?
I've lost a lot of things in my life, but I've never lost the president. You explain that to your boss. Well, you see what has happened here.
Crazy though. That's just mind blowing. Like, what the hell, man? 2:00 in the morning. Let's go get a burger.
Why not? It's awesome.
Well, in their defense, they have to work on the other time zones around the world. So, I mean, it's 10:46 here. It's 10:46 a.m. on the other side of the world that we're bombing. So when we're bombing them, he's got to feed a whole staff. Why not? Give him McDonald's.
Right? Give him that McFlurry.
And did you know that they have a special cake? Every McDonald's has them. It's a birthday cake. You have to go and ask for it specifically, but they all stock a birthday cake for like short notice stuff.
The clown on it. It has the clown on it.
Does it have the clown on it? It's an ice cream cake, but it's special. You got to go and ask for it specifically. It's like $50, I think, but
only some have them.
Do you know how to piss off a McDonald's drive-thru?
Get on the radio channel that they're on when you're up the street and place orders.
No. Order fries with no salt.
And then refuse to pull forward.
Order fries with no salt. They have to make it for you. It's a whole new fresh batch of fries.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then you get your burger spit in. So you take it for what it's worth, right?
Yeah. I wonder if the president was like, no, I like Taco Bell. Would they open a Taco Bell just for him? Come on, it's like a Taco Bell in the middle of the night. You know, it's that in Waffle House when you're drunk. So,
yeah. Yeah.
And Taco Bell.
Yeah. They take care of us, so I guess we should give them some perks. If they want McDonald's at 2 a.m., get them McDonald's. I guess it's probably better than waking up a whole staff of chef people and us paying for them. So,
right,
it's cheaper to do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was eye-opening. It was the first time I ever been over to Washington and going through all those monuments and stuff. Wow. You see it on TV all the time, right? And it's crazy to be actually standing there right in front of like a bunch of the monuments. It's mind-blowing.
My favorite was always the Lincoln, standing up on top of the stairs, looking out of the reflecting pool of the Capitol. Yeah, with the and
it's camera angles, right? Because when we're watching TV, I always thought that the Lincoln Memorial, right when you step off the Lincoln Memorial, was that long pond. No, that's the next block over, for Christ's sake.
Well, it didn't used to be, but they've put the World War II memorial in the middle of it, or it's kind of at the beginning of it. That used to all be one straight thing.
And it is, but when you're watching on TV, it looks like, it appears like it's right there. You don't have to walk any further. It's right there. You can walk right in and take a swim. That's not even correct.
Yeah, don't try and take a swim in that. Capitol Police do not like that. Not that I have any experience of that as a child, but
you get yourself a challenge claim.
Yeah,
good. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe I should invite Ross on the show next week, since he's retired Secret Service, and maybe he could tell us some inside scoops. Tell us about the tunnels under the White House or something. Not that they exist. I'm sure they don't. So I'll ask him, because he's enjoyed our show. He really was concerned when I asked him about going on. He goes, "How are you guys going to make this for radio?" He says, "You're talking about metal coins." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's going to be fun. We got cops, firemen, military guy. Andy's got the experience of listening to all of us crazy things. So it's like, we can do this." So
there was actually a deputy here. He quit probably 10 years ago. It took him over a year to get hired on, but he's actually SWAT for the Pentagon, and that's his specific job, is SWAT. And he's loving it. The last I heard, I got friends that still communicate with him a little bit, and he's digging it, man. That's all he does is SWAT 24 hours a day. Just practice, and it's crazy. Yeah.
We hope we never need them, but we're glad when they're there.
Right.
And there's so many dignitaries in DC, and Ross could probably tell us not every dignitary gets Secret Service protection, but a lot of them get Capitol Police protection. So, yeah.
They're still arresting people from the Capitol riot.
Still? You would have thought they had them all by now.
Pentagon leave it up to Montana. The fire chief in East Helena was just indicted 2 weeks ago. They found him just 2 weeks ago, arrested him. He was one of the main players that pepper sprayed one of the cops.
Oh, God.
He was just in our federal court 4 days. Last week he was in our federal court answering to the charges. Yep. So they are still hunting people down. And he resigned as the fire chief.
Good Lord.
And he was actually living in the state of Washington when all of that happened. And in the midst of all the criminal proceedings, because that happened when? 2021?
Yes. Has it just been a year? I thought it was. Well, no, I guess in office for 3 years. So yeah.
2020, right? 2021.
Yeah.
Anyways, between that time and now, he actually took a fire chief position in Helena, Montana, in East Helena. So he stepped from his throne a week ago.
Wow.
Leave it to them hose draggers.
Yeah, I'll leave it to them hose draggers.
Yeah, Ross said it was 2021. I think he was just retiring at that time. So
yeah.
Wow.
So they're still hunting people down.
That's incredible. But with the facial recognition, that's how they're getting a lot of them.
Absolutely. And they had clear photos. They showed it on the news here. They had clear photos of this guy. Direct pepper spray at these cops. Yeah. And then he had a wooden post and was beating the windows of the Capitol and breaking the windows of the Capitol.
Deserves what he gets.
The one judge made him sit when he initially had his hearing, made him sit for 4 days? 4 or 5 days made him sit, and then he actually had another, what's that hearing called, Jen? Had a detention hearing 4 days later, and then in front of another federal judge here, and he kicked him out to report over to DC, right, Jen? Yeah.
Wow. So he'll be prosecuted up there.
He's got to go and appear in Washington, D.C. Yep. Yep.
I'm actually, I just messaged a guy for my other show, the Paranormal Guys. He wrote a book about January 6th. He was somehow down in the mix. I don't know if he was a journalist or what. I haven't got the full scoop yet, but he's going to come on the show in April. So that's going to be kind of interesting to get a little insight. I think he might have been a police officer. I'm not sure. I haven't got the whole story yet, but I would like to hear his side. So there's two sides to every story, but you can see from the video plainly. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what was going on. So,
did they ever find out the real numbers of actually how many people showed up to that? Has anyone ever heard of a real statistical number?
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Ross may be able to tell you, but not that I'm aware of.
Thousands of people. That's all I know.
Well, it was funny. My sergeant, not the one I had the coin made on, but another one, he was trying to get people to do shift swaps and stuff because he wanted to go up there. 3,000
really?
Says it's estimated at more than 3,000.
Wow.
He was going to go up there. I'm like, you're an idiot if you go up there. He's like, oh, come on. It's going to be great. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be great.
No, that never ends well.
No.
Well, obviously, they're still recognizing people and they're still arresting people. FBI is still on the hunt for a bunch of people. I know that. So it's still coming down the pike.
Crazy.
Well, one of the things I was going to say, inside DC, there's so many different police jurisdictions. I mean, you go one block.
Right. So when I was there for training, I was looking out my room window, and there was right across the street was a local gas station, and obviously that's where a lot of the cops fill up their cars. But I'm telling you, I probably seen six different police cars filling up their cars at that gas station, like 6 different agencies, and it's all like right there. I'm like, where'd that guy come from? Where's that guy going? It's crazy. Yeah. I didn't realize it's multi-jurisdictional, all in that one area. There's so many cops all over there. And you want to talk about bums? Wow. There was homeless people. There was homeless people sleeping in tents right along the sidewalks.
Yeah,
man, right standing outside the fence of the White House, that gate right there right at the intersection where it comes to a T, and the White House is right there. That's where I stood out there. It smelled like sewer. It literally smelled like sewer. And there's homeless all around that treat area. It's crazy. I got my eyes open. I'm like, wow. You don't ever see that on the news at all.
No, it didn't used to be that way. I mean, in the early 80s, I was a photographer, and I used to go with my friends and stuff roaming. We'd catch the metro over in the middle of the night and take pictures at all the monuments and stuff. That's back when the vets were still a POW MIA, were still at the wall. And it was totally different. There was nothing for us to roam around the streets of DC walking around with cameras in our hands and stuff. I wouldn't do that now.
No, you don't do that now. No, you don't do that now.
And Ross just told me how, I think he said there was more than 100 and hold on, where is it? There are 110 different law enforcement agencies just in DC.
That's nuts.
For it's what, 21 square miles? And the funny thing is, criminals will still pull off carjacking and stuff right in front of them.
Yeah.
You would think crime would be down. It's like the murder capital right now.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I wouldn't want to work there. No way.
And imagine when they call for mutual aid, the ones they get from right across the bridge in Maryland and Virginia.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a small militia.
That's crazy.
And we know some of the agencies have the really cool guns.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, speaking of guns, did you get any more sales on your raffle?
No, not off the shows or anything. Chuck and I just sat a farm and ranch vending show here in Great Falls for the last 3 days, and I think we sold 800 tickets in the last 3 days. So they're going.
Got any autographs for anybody?
No.
Hey, you guys need to get on patrol. Yeah, Live PD, the show on patrol. You need to do that.
No.
Oh, come on. That'd be fun.
To record Chuck for a whole episode?
Well, let me tell you.
Are you kidding me? You want to see crack? That's all that's going to be on the camera.
Ladies lined up
Ladies lined up, yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Right.
We're trying to pimp Chuck out. Is that what we're trying to do?
The Facer Radio.
The Facer Radio. Exactly.
Oh, Lord. That's what Mama told me. So, well, I'll ask Ross if he will come on next week. I would like to have a little bit of law enforcement input on some things. And, with him working with the Secret Service, he knows all the secret squirrel stuff. So,
well, he can get us some good ass coins then.
Maybe I'll ask him. So I'll try and get him on next week and we'll harass him. So we appreciate him for allowing us to use his radio station, yergsradio.com. I don't know if he has this show on replay or not, but by tomorrow afternoon, this will be available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple. I don't know, everywhere that you get your podcasts. I'll flip it over to the audio version. And of course, it'll still be on YouTube. Last week, we had 4,000 impressions the last time I looked. That wasn't views.
Seriously?
4,000 impressions, yeah. And the odd thing was some of the videos, because you look at the analytics, some of the videos that they watched before ours, a little bit freaky. So I was kind of taken back a little bit.
Nice.
So I'll share.
Well, I know Chuck and some of our coworkers probably viewed us probably 55 times laughing their asses off at Chuck. So
that's good.
There's part of that last week's show. We'll talk about that after the air, but
okay. Well, that's fine. And remember, you guys don't have to leave right when we go offline. You can hang around for the backstage party. Just stop to make sure to kill the radio so that we're not. But yeah, let's see if I can get Ross on next week. He listened to our whole show. Ross is a good guy. He lets us use his radio station. I'd love to get him on. Thin Line Rock Radio, we would love for you to be an affiliate with us. We will hook you up with a cool coin. I made one of their patches for him, so. And Ross has agreed. He said, sounds good. He'll be on next week. So, sounds like a plan to me. We will have Ross on. All right, guys. Andy, you got anything to add before we leave? You talk too much.
There's nothing to add.
All right.
Yay.
Chuck, make sure to get that professional portrait so we can sell the autographs.
All right.
Get a Bigfoot costume. It's even more points. Guys and gals, I appreciate you for tuning in. We will see you next week. We're going to have a U.S. Secret Service agent tell us some backstage secret stories. Maybe we can get some coins from him. So we'll see. Till then, next week, stay safe, stay warm, and don't do anything where you got to see those guys show up. That's a bad day. So we'll see you next week. Bye now.